The aim of this exercise is to do a sequence plot of a difference equation. So we'll have a look at an example here. We've got a car hire company with 30 vehicles. Then they're losing 30% each year and gaining or purchasing an extra 20 new cars. The difference or the recurrence equation is going to be this one here. So to generate a term, we're going to multiply the current term by 0.7 because we're losing 30, so we're going to multiply by 0.7. And we're gaining, so adding on an extra 20 cars. And our initial term, T0, or you could call that T1, is 30 cars. So what does that look like as a sequence plot on the graphics calculator? Over on the calculator, here's our home page. We need to open up a fresh graph. This is a function entry. We need to get that as a sequence entry. Menu, graph entry edit, sequence, sequence. The entry line is a little bit different to the recurrence or the difference equation here. So U1n is going to be 0.7 multiplied by U1 of the previous term, so n minus 1. If that's our nth term, n minus 1 is our previous term, and then add on 20. So that looks exactly the same as our difference equation, but just the terminology is a little bit different, or the notation. The initial term here is 30. You're starting with 30. Now, your n step, we're going to go up in increments of 1, and the plot is going to occur for 99 data points. We're not really interested in 99, so let's just change that to 15. That will plot 15 data points. Let's hit enter. We can't see anything, so we need to change our window settings. Menu, window zoom, zoom fit, and that will zoom in to your data points. And there is our recurrence relationship, or our sequence, or our difference equation. If we want to see what these points are, we can do a graph trace. Menu, trace, graph trace. And now down the bottom here, it's telling us that our first term is 30. If you just use your across arrows, we can go to each successive term. So for instance now, the fifth term is 58. So after 5 years, this company is going to have 58 cars. And what you can see is that as time goes on, we're reaching what's called an asymptote, or a maximum value. And if you have a look what's happening to your sequence, we're getting closer and closer to a finite point. And it turns out that that point is actually 66 2/3. What you could actually do is open up, so Control, add a page, Control, add a page. We're going to add a calculator page. Now note that our sequence was U1. So U1, it's gone bold because there's a sequence there. Let's evaluate that after 20 years. 66.6. So we're saying that after 20 years, this company is going to have 66 and almost 2/3 vehicles. And that should be reasonably obvious from your sequence plot. It's starting to plateau out and reach that asymptote value of 66 2/3.